Get off. Get back, you nutter. Go. Heel. Sit. Roll over. Go on then. Go on. Crazy dog. How do? Not very often I do politics on this channel. I'm going to talk about an ex-MP I met called Jonathan Aitkin. Some of you might have heard of him. Before I start, I got a message a good while ago. A lad I used to lock up, he'd done the tour, been down south, and he asked me, have you ever heard of this Jonathan Aitkin, Mr. S? I says, yeah, I have. Why are you asking? He says, I was in prison, same prison with him, and got a lot of bother. And somebody said, you know, go and ask him. He's a clever man, and I did, and he helped me a lot. I'll get to that in a minute. So, Jonathan Aitkin, yeah. He was an MP. Around about 1993, he stopped in Ritz in Paris. £1,000 for the night. That bill was paid by some sheik. He was then something to do with defence. He was in Parliament, Conservative. A few years later, The Guardian got onto this, as did World in Action or somebody similar. They investigate people, and at that time his position dictated that he couldn't accept hospitality. Yeah, he lied about the incident. It eventually caught up with him and he got done for perjury and got locked up round about 1999, yeah. Very colourful career. Dashing young man. He famously broke the heart of Margaret Thatcher's daughter, Margaret Thatcher. Again, you know, love her or hate her, Prime Minister of this country, absolutely ruthless. They called her the Iron Lady for no good reason. Okay, so he caught up with him, he got locked up. So how did I meet this guy? 2018, my book come out. So my agent, yeah, I have an agent, phoned me, said, would you like to meet Jonathan Aitkin? I says, yeah, I would. He says, right, tomorrow afternoon, get your taxi. Off I went. I don't know, Chelsea or somewhere in London. Nice-ish area. Didn't know what to expect, never really met any politicians or ex-politicians. Got there, met the maid, greeted by the maid, she made me a brew. Not dressed as a maid, informal. Big flat. Jonathan introduced himself, really pleasant guy. So, by way of introduction, this is his words, not mine. He said, I've read your book. Obviously, you know, I've been to prison. 100% agree with everything you've written in that book. He said, I saw some terrible things. It's a wretched place. The system is broken. I agree with a lot of your solutions to that problem. So for me, an intelligent man, yeah, he has been a politician or whatever. Having been in prison himself, this is what I always say. If you've never been in, that's either side of the door. You have no idea what it's like. Anyway, we chatted about that. He encouraged me to write another book, which was nice. He was very supportive. And then I asked him whether I could ask him about his prison experience. Spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Me asking him questions, he answered everything. Yeah, he did it pretty hardcore. He got locked up, no favours. He did talk about, I've got a lot of respect for this man. You'll understand by the end of this. This is why I'm talking to him in such a way. He talked about, you know, lifelong friends who disowned him. Friends he made, or people who became friends with him, who, you know, he'd never have thought. And his prison experience, yeah, so I think he landed in Belmarsh. Anyway, first day pretty much. He's in the queue for dinner. This is how, he didn't use, he didn't use my terminology, but he said some big area screw. He's in the queue. He stood out of the queue, shouts down, Aitkin, you fudging, canutting fudger. Who the fudging, canutting do you think you are? Get back in queue. Yeah? Biggest favour, day one, that he could do me, he said. That was it. I was now one of the lads. You know, I've been told And that's how it was. So, day 2 in prison. Doorway, I'm sat in my cell having a brew, writing a letter. This big black dude fills the doorway. He thought, here we go, not knowing what to expect. This guy says, "You a politician?" "No, not anymore. I need some help." "Okay, what can I help you with?" He says, "My missus and kids are going to be evicted from our home and I need some help." Let me tell you about Jonathan Aitkin. How rude, the helicopter's over. "Stephen, this way." Come on, wave at the chopper. Wave, Stephen. If it's not trains, it's helicopters. Can we see it? There we go. Jog on. In the community, Jonathan Aitkin, I think all MPs should do this. Perhaps some do. I would imagine a lot wouldn't want to meet the public, especially of late. He used to have, what do you call them now? He used to have sessions where people could attend. And his speciality, from his own words, was helping people who were in difficulty with rent, looking at being evicted and that, made homeless. That's what he used to do. Surgeries, that's what he called them. Surgeries, so people would come in, he'd spend a couple of days a week, and he would see people, he would see members of the public and he would help them. They're people who'd voted for him, or maybe not, in his constituency, but he would help anyone. So, this guy, he helps him, yeah? Word got round. That's his, that's his prison career sorted, yeah? He said it was just an endless queue of people, legal problems, housing problems and the like, families getting evicted, endless. People who couldn't write, writing letters, reading letters, the lot. So, you know, ex-MP, he's locked up. Yeah, he's helping people in prison, making a difference. And he said, you know, pretty much all the time he was in prison. He never went without tea and coffee. He says, I didn't want anything. He said, but, you know, people won't let me help them without giving me something. He says, so I always had biscuits and tea and coffee and the like, and he helped people, which is a good thing. He came out of prison. He wrote a book. I put a link in the description to his book. I read his book, very humble. And it's also nice that someone, you know, a politician, his view of the prison system for me was, it was not what I expected. It was very open and honest, which I don't think politicians are, certainly now. He's, for me, an old school politician when I was growing up, yeah? Yeah, they all might be different or whatever, but they were more for the people. Now they're so far detached. And what he actually got locked up for, you know, you look now, politicians in this country, if you're not from this country, 3 times their salary and expenses every year. They're having the stables reheated, new pools, paying members of their own family ridiculous amounts to be secretaries, claiming for second homes, transport, you name it, you know, free drinks, subsidised drinks and food in Parliament. Their actual salary, what an MP, somewhere between, I don't know, 75 and 90,000 a year, claiming 3 times that, extortionate. And Labour, and I'm talking about all politicians now, they're all as bad, all claiming, telling us that we can live on food and water, war spirit and all that. Do one. So this guy, what did he do when he come out? He found God inside. Not literally. Became a chaplain, he got ordained and he volunteered. And I'll tell you, when I met him, 75, 80, round about that, he got ordained as a chaplain, and he went into Pentonville part-time, helping people again. So yeah, as politicians go, I really like this man. He got some integrity, and like I said, probably the closest I'll ever come to meeting the Prime Minister, as it were. He was really ill last year. He made a recovery. I hope he's well now. Like I say, I have nothing bad to say about the guy. He was very honest. I enjoyed talking to him. I enjoyed asking him about prison. That's Jonathan Aitkin. Stephen, Stephen, parting shot, please. Hope you're having the best weekend possible, guys. What are we up to, lad? Do you want your ball? Sit down. Good lad. Don't show me up. Nice one. Cheers, guys. Thanks for coming. I'll see you.